music maker. So, can we hear a bit more about that, please?
That's what it says on my Instagram?
It does.
I should probably update that a little bit. I started a Twitter account, I think it was 2009. The publicist for the CW, which was the TV network that Supernatural was on, said, "Hey Misha, there's this new thing called Twitter, and we have an account and we were wondering if you would answer some fan questions on the CW Twitter account." And I said, "No, I won't do that. But I'll start my own Twitter account and I'll answer some questions on my account." And then I looked online and I saw that other actors were on Twitter and that they took themselves seriously, and I thought, oh, that's ridiculous. I'm not going to do that. So I sort of set up a joke account, and I created this like online persona on Twitter, where it was like I lived in a bunker. I was eating like my pets. It's like, I guess it's a thing, and then I maybe Trump stole that from me. And then like Michelle Obama was madly in love with me, and Barack Obama was really jealous, and I had this whole weird fantasy world. But for whatever reason, I typed in actor, like it says, career or whatever, and I typed in actor, baker, candlestick maker in 2009, and I guess I've never changed it, and I just copied it from other platforms. And that was a really long answer, and I'm sorry.
That's all right though. But you are pretty active in social media, you go out there. Do you find it easy, especially since social media has changed a lot in the past few years? So what's your take on how you approach it?
How do I approach social media? Well, it's changed over time. I mean, now I'm really using my platform for a lot of politics, because I think the world is about to end. And it used to just be a very like playful form for me, and now it's like just a little bit playful and a lot serious, which I know sucks. I also, like, Twitter is now owned by Elon Musk, who is a puppet of Donald Trump, and he's manipulating the algorithms to preference far-right messaging. So I feel like what I want to do is just delete my Twitter account, but then I'm thinking like, well then the only thing that's going to do is mean that there's one more voice of sanity that's gone from Twitter, so I don't know if that solves the problem, but what I'd really like to do is delete Elon Musk's account, but I don't know how to do that. This motherfucker is now giving away, he's giving $1 million a day to voters in Pennsylvania. Like, all you need to do to be in the raffle for $1 million, you guys know what Pennsylvania is? It's a state in the US. But it's a swing state, and like, whoever wins Pennsylvania will likely win the election. And so Elon Musk is having people sign a pledge promising they're going to vote for Donald Trump. And if you sign that pledge, you're entered into the raffle. And every day somebody in Pennsylvania is getting $1 million. It's like, yeah, that's apparently legal in the United States. Isn't that ridiculous? Yeah.
Agreed, very much agreed.
I love that we call ourselves like, we're like, America's like the democracy of the world. It's like, what the fuck? That's democracy? Anyway.
Anyway, let's start with your question. Please come closer to the mic and ask a question to Misha.
Hi.
Hello, hi Misha. I would like to say first of all, thank you very much to saving my life constantly. The seriousness is, I'm not going to cry. And my question is that, which of your scene required the most one more takes in Supernatural?
The most takes? I mean, it was
Two or
some,
three or four.
it was some scene where Jared and Jensen wouldn't stop messing with me. There was this one, I don't even remember what season it was in. It was probably like season 6 or something. We were in a barn, and I was talking to Sam and Dee, Cass was talking to Sam and Dee, and they kept fucking with me. And they wouldn't stop. And it was late at night, and everyone wanted to go home, including me. So I said, "You two, get out of here." And Jared and then the first AD came and took them and said, "Come on, guys, let's go, get off stage." And then they like left the stage, and the two of them, they told me this later, they were walking back to their trailers, and then they were like, "Wait a minute, did the new guy just kick us off our own set?" What just happened? And we still hadn't shot my side of the scene. But I was like, I don't want them here anymore. Get them out of here. I'll do my lines without them here at all. But there's this thing with a camera, like if I'm in a scene with Stan and the camera is right here, looking like over my shoulder, you're gonna be looking at me, right? But if I'm in a scene with Jared and Jensen, I'm looking at Jensen and I'm looking at Jared, right? So it's called the eye line. So your eye has to be looking like at the character or where the character should be. So when they left the set, like they had just been making me laugh, take after take after take, doing something stupid, and I was like, I can't do it. We're never going to finish the scene. So they left the set, and then I had to do the scene, but I needed two people to read the lines and give me the right eye line. Like I had to look in the right spot. So the continuity person read Jensen's lines, and then the props girl who brings the props on set, she was doing Jared's lines. And we did one take, and the cinematographer said, "That's not working because the eye line for Jared is all wrong. It needs to be higher." So then the prop girl stood on a chair. And unfortunately, that made me laugh too. I was like, there's no way I'm finishing this scene. Even without them here, I'm still laughing. Anyway, I don't even remember what episode that was, so I can't tell you.
Thank you very much.
Thanks.
Thank you.
Hi.
Hi. Bit of a random question, but what is the last thing that Daniil texted you or called you about? I'm glad you're taking it seriously.
Sounds like a long text.
Wow. Eating. It's not words, it's a photo. There's just a lot of skin in it. I was just talking to last weekend. I was with Jensen, and I was on the phone with my girlfriend, and she said, "Hi, Jensen," on speakerphone, and he said, "Hi, I miss you," and I was like, "Stop it!" And then he said, "Oh, it's fine. I can say whatever I want because Daniil's in love with you." And then my girlfriend said, "It's not her best quality." Daniil and I were just messaging last week about raising money for people who had survived hurricanes in Florida and North Carolina. So we were organizing around that and rallying people to support That was the last thing. I was hoping it was going to be something steamy, but it wasn't. Thank you. Hi.
First, I want to thank you for everything that you're doing. That not many people will do what you do. And, well, you must...
You mean like tricking people into giving me chocolate? What are you referring to?
Well, I don't know how to explain that.
Okay.
Yeah, and so I want to say that I think most of the people here know you for your acting career and for your role in Supernatural, but besides that, you also write poems. I hadn't had the chance to read them yet. And so my question is, what made you want to write poems and what are your inspirations in writing?
I just started writing poems a long time ago, and I think it was just something that came to me without me trying. It was just, I was sitting down and I had a pen and paper and suddenly a poem came out and I thought, oh, I think I like doing that. But I wasn't a big reader of poetry. I have a few poets that I like their poems, but I've never been somebody who spent a lot of time reading poetry or studying poetry. And I talked to a few actual poets, and when I had started writing poetry, and this was before I was on, before I was on Supernatural, before people recognized me from TV, and I was like, I've written some poems, and I thought maybe I could try to publish them. This was a professor of poetry that I was talking to, and they were like, no. And I was like, but they were like, no, if you haven't studied poetry and you're not really serious about poetry, you're never going to get them published. And then I submitted a few of my poems to literary journals, and they got published. And I was like, thank you for giving me that opportunity to brag. That was nice of you. Hi.
First, I'd like to say thank you for giving me an escape. You were the whole Supernatural cast when I was at Boas. And my question is, who has the easiest to play with, Jared or Jensen?
To play with? I have very rude physical comedy that I'm not going to do right now. I think it's easier to act, certainly, with Jensen, because Jensen, every once in a while, takes it seriously. Jared almost never did. So, yeah, I would say it's easier with Jensen if you're trying to actually go home. If that's your goal, yeah. Thank you. Hi.
Hi, I was wondering, when Gotham Knights aired, you were saying that on the fact that Harvey becomes Two-Face, it came from a dream of yours, and I wanted to know what actually was the dream. And also, I wondered when you dream about your characters, are you yourself your characters, or are the characters appearing to you?
I have no idea. That's a really good. That second question, I don't actually know the answer to. I guess I do know the answer. I have dreamt dreams where I am just experiencing the experience as the character. And it's happened with a few different roles. I don't actually ever remember having dreams as Castiel for some reason. But I did as Harvey Dent, and it occurred to me, it came in a dream that the way he becomes Two-Face is that he has to make a choice to become Two-Face in order to gain some power, in order to save his daughter. and that it's like an act of and Turner, and it was an act of self-sacrifice, but it was also a choice. Like he was choosing to embody this more powerful, more evil figure in order to save these other people. And that epiphany that it was a choice was what made it into the script, as opposed to in past versions of Harvey Dent that have been depicted on screen, it's been some traumatic event causes him to become crazy, and then that is what makes him snap. But this was not a traumatic event. There was a traumatic event, but actually in our version of the story, that happens after Harvey Dent makes the choice to give himself over to the Two-Face character. I don't know if you remember the sequence of events, but first he makes the choice, and then there's the dramatic event. I think it's a much more powerful choice because then the demon that he's wrestling with from that point forward is one of his own making. And I think it would have been really interesting if we had a second season. We didn't. So we just have to dream what happened in the second season.
Thank you so much.
Thank you. Hi.
Hi, Misha. We know you meditate a lot. Do you sometimes use mantras like affirmation sentences, perhaps even before acting? And if so, would you like to share one with us? And well, if not, do you have something special that you do before entering into a character?
So my mantra that I repeat to myself over and over again, right before even right before I came on stage here was, "You're not a total loser. You're not a total loser." Not everyone hates you. Not everyone hates you. And that really inspires me. It makes me feel strong when I do that. I don't do mantra meditation. But if I did, it would be something like that. What was your other question?
Well, if you do something special before going into character, before acting.
Does it look like I do something special?
It's all natural.
I put on a trench coat. And then I slump over a little bit. That's it. When we were on Supernatural, there was a different sets have different cultures, and the culture on the set of Supernatural was one of like, have fun, fuck around, make fun of each other, sometimes get drunk, and basically do not take it seriously. So whenever there was a scene where we had to like get into an emotional place, we had to like do it in secret, because otherwise the other actors would make fun of you. And every once in a while we would have a guest star that would come on the show who would like do vocal warm-ups in their trailer or something like that, and we'd all be like, "Hey guys, they're taking this shit seriously!" So yeah, I think one of the things about doing a character, I mean, we played those roles for so long and did so many episodes over so many years that it kind of became second nature for us. It wasn't like we had to spend a lot of time getting into character. It was just like putting on a different pair of shoes. And then, you know, Jensen was Dean, and, well, Jensen kind of is Dean. And, you know, and Jared was, you know, very quickly just snapped in the sand. He would just put on his little, like, flannel shirt and then be like, "Hi, hey guys, I'm there. I'm the cool man now." You know? I've been working on that impersonation, and it's pretty funny. Even Jared's kids can't tell the difference. I get on the phone and I'm like, "Hey, stop, it's your dad!" And he thinks it is. Don't tell Jared I mean the truth.
Hi, I don't have a question for you.
Oh, well, you've come to the wrong place.
No, sorry, that's interesting. take this seriously. I have this tarot deck. Do you know what tarot is?
Oh, yes, I do.
So it's your chance to ask a question to the universe if you have a question.
Okay. Yeah. Are you a real, are you a gypsy?
No, that's not magic actually, it's science.
This is science, the science of tarot. Okay,
Yeah.
fine. Will I ever work again?
Like an actor?
No. I'm very curious.
Yes, obviously.
Is that what it says, or are you just bullshitting?
Yeah, it says light at the end of tunnel.
There is light at the end of the tunnel?
Yeah.
Really?
It's for you.
But and it's confessing that there is a tunnel.
Okay, thank you.
Hello.
Hello. First of all, thank you for being a voice of sanity, like you mentioned earlier, especially on the internet. That's very impressive.
Thank you.
Okay. Sorry in advance for asking a serious question.
Oh God.
But how do you approach concepts like the unpredictable or the uncomfortable, especially as a public person?
The unpredictable or the uncomfortable?
It's
Well,
pretty broad, so
I think that is pretty broad because that pretty much encapsulates everything. But I think it is, as you get older, you will also find this, that life is full of unpredictable outcomes. In fact, you can't predict pretty much anything that happens. We always think that we have some sort of control over the outcome of events in our lives, and as things unfold, we discover that we are just swept up in the stream and actually responding to things that happen in our environment. And so I would say that the unpredictable over time, I think this is just a function of adulthood, but we get better and more adept at acceptance, you know? And I would say the same thing is true of uncomfortable situations. I have been going through a rather painful divorce for the last 4 years. It's been very long and very unpleasant. And it's actually been a really wonderful experience for me because it's been so uncomfortable so much of the time. And it's been an incredible opportunity to learn to live in acceptance of the uncomfortable too, you know? Somebody just mentioned meditation, wherever you are. Yes, so I don't do mantra meditation, but the meditation that I do is mindfulness meditation. And one of the things that you do is just observe the sensations on your body and feel like the pleasant sensations and the unpleasant sensations. And you eventually learn that you can feel, for example, pain when you're sitting in an uncomfortable position for long hours and meditating. And you can just feel that experience of pain and not react to it. And so learning when you can just accept something and live with it, and learning when something isn't working for you and you need to change it. It's like the Serenity prayer. You guys know the Serenity prayer? Not that many of you are in Alcoholics Anonymous, I guess. What is the Serenity prayer? Somebody know it? Nobody knows it? It's like you need to learn. Somebody Google it for me, you know, because it's like the perfect answer to your question. Give me the serenity to accept the things I cannot change. That's not quite right though. Well, motherfucker though. I mean, quote. Hold on. Hey, ChatGPT, will you? Okay, you ready? Grant me a pair of fucking glasses. Grant me the serenity to accept the things I cannot change, the courage to change the things I can, and the wisdom to know the difference. That's what I was trying to say. But it would have been much smoother if I just said it without having to do it. I can't accept that. Now this is just getting awkward. Okay, you handled this well. I'm impressed. You win this round.
Adapting.
You're adapting. You have the wisdom to know what you cannot change here, and you're just stuck with it, and I appreciate that. I guess I'm going to have to move on from this question. Thank you. Hi, help.
Hi. I want to ask if Castiel were real and he would ask you to be his vessel.
Not real?
No, if he is real, if he would be real, and he would ask you to be his vessel, would you say yes? And why or why not?
Okay, so if Castiel came to me and said, hey, can I be your vessel? Or can I be, wait, Castiel's asking me to be his vessel? Is that what you're saying? Well, I mean, if Castiel came to me and said, hey, can I be your vessel? I would say, like, I mean, it's hard because he's like a very charming, very good-looking guy, right? So I will be, inclined to be persuaded by him. But I don't know if I would want him inside of me. That sounds a little weird. So I'm gonna say no. But then what? Then Castiel's just gonna go to some other guy?
I don't know. Maybe?
And what if he's like some schlubby? I don't want Castiel, because that reflects badly on me, because people associate me with Castiel. So then Castiel is now like in some inferior vessel, and that's going to make me look bad, right? So then maybe I should accept it, but then of course I would be more or less, I guess, dead, right? Because that's what happened to Jimmy. Jimmy got totally fucked in this transaction. By the way, what a terrible thing, right? Like an angel's like, hey, not a big deal, but I was wondering if I could take your body. And you're like, well, you're an angel. I mean, how can I say no? And then it's like, poof, no more family, no more life, everything sucks forever. Yeah, but like maybe just, I think saying no would have been the right choice for that guy. Things did not go well for him.
Thank you.
Like, if somebody comes to you, people, and says, will you be my vessel? Hard pass, just no. I'm not going to be your vessel. You're not sure? You would do it?
What is a difficult question?
Yeah. Right? Maybe? I don't know.
If it has benefits, then
Benefits?
if it's just like Jimmy, then
That's right. I don't know, some like creepy guy with a weird voice is like, hey, can I come inside you?
no, not if he says it like that.
Well, I have a feeling that's how Castiel said it, and Jimmy's like, okay. You seem like a nice guy. I'm sorry, I turned that creepy. That's on me. I did not think that guy chose to. And that's
I forgive you. Thank you.
Hi.
I'm afraid this is going to be the last question.
Well, thank you. At least we have a palate cleanser, so that's good. Hi.
Hi again. I want you to know if during years of playing Castiel, did you take some habits or personality of him?
Did I take any habits or personality from playing Castiel? No, I don't think I did. made my day. We were just screaming in the crowd so enthusiastically that I could not come say hi to you.
My question is very easy.
Okay, good.
Can you have the opportunity to test her beer?
To
Can
do
you
what?
have the opportunity to test her beer? Belgium beer. It's beer. How you get
Oh, beer?
Yeah.
I have not tested your beer. No. Oh my god. It's like suddenly the whole audience turned into an angry mob. What just happened? Wow, now I know how to piss you people off. I will test your beer, okay? Okay? That's all. Thank you. Thank you all. It's been so lovely to be here. Your hospitality has been amazing, and it has been such an honor to be here. This is my first time in Brussels, and I've loved it. So thank you. Thank you. Thank you, Misha. I'm doing like one last session of, if you want to come like take a selfie or say hi or sign up, I can put my name on paper and I can even put your name on paper. It's a weird thing to do, but I do one last session if anybody wants to come say hi. Bye.